Hello, everybody, and welcome to Transformation Thursday. This is Dr. Stephanie, your double board certified critical care physician who works with physicians who are struggling with their jobs, burnt out with their careers, or just who have some career advice. Through my books, webinars, speaking, and coaching, I help physicians discover alternative jobs and careers in medicine so that they can practice medicine on their own terms. You are in my Creating Careers in Medicine Facebook group. We are CCM doctors because we are here to resuscitate your love for medicine, revive your desire to practice medicine on your own terms, and infuse you with a passion for life, because now we have life-work balance, because we are what? We are practicing medicine on our own terms. Like I said, today is Transformation Thursday, and I would just like to take a second to thank Dr. Lisa Bradley for this question that she asked me that got me to thinking, So in Transformation Thursdays, I always ask the question, what was your aha moment? And Dr. Lisa shared with me her aha moment, and then she says to me, what was yours? And I had to think about it. And I think that the thing that I learned this week is about the value of imperfect action. And that's what we're going to spend a few minutes talking about today. Is we are going to talk about the value of imperfect action. I'll write that in here. Imperfect action. And the reason this is so important is because as physicians, we are always holding ourselves up to what I think are unrealistic expectations. And the reason I say this is because we have spent all of our lives studying medicine, practicing medicine. We have been the tops of our classes. We've excelled in everything that we've done. We've gone to college and medical school, and we've done research, and we've done residencies, and we've done fellowships, and we have just knocked everything out of the park, but we've been driven to do it. And as a result, sometimes I feel like we hold this burden upon us that we've got to be the top, and we've got to be the best, and we've got to be perfect. And sometimes that burden of perfection hinders us. And now we've done all of this stuff, and we've been in our careers for a while, and we may be a little disillusioned because now we are trying to say, what else is there? And we're stuck in a rut, and we need to move forward. So sometimes we have this burden of perfection. And then the other thing that we as physicians often have is, this paralysis of analysis, meaning that we can't move forward sometimes because we think that we just have to have everything figured out. And that also keeps us stuck, and it also keeps us in a rut. So we're going to talk about the value of imperfect action, because my aha moment on this Transformation Thursday is the fact that imperfect action beats inaction every single time. Let's say that again. Imperfect action beats inaction all the time. So I'm going to write that down. So imperfect, let me see if I can show this. So imperfect action is better than inaction. Imperfect action is better than inaction. So let's take a couple of the examples of ways that we may have felt that we've missed the mark, and how we can use the concept of imperfect action to help us move forward. For example, let's take our jobs. A lot of us are in this group because we want to create our own careers in medicine, and that's because our current job situation, our current career situation is not quite what we expected. And some of us may feel like we're in a rut and we don't know how to move forward, but the only thing we do know is that we're not happy, and we know that there's something more than this. But then we may feel that we can't move forward because we don't have it all figured out. Hi, Dr. Victoria. We may not feel like we have everything figured out. And we haven't moved forward because we suffer from this burden of perfection and we suffer from analysis of paralysis. We think that we can't move forward until we have everything figured out. So even in terms of our jobs and in terms of our career, I encourage you to take one imperfect action today. And so that imperfect action may be something as simple as updating your CV. I mean, and when's the last time we've updated our CVs? You can take imperfect action and maybe spend 5 minutes on the internet researching some physician recruitment companies or physician locums companies and put in your contact information. Or you can take some imperfect action and spend 10 minutes daydreaming about your ideal job. And I call these imperfect actions because in our mind, they are not the end all be all. You know, they're not, oh, I've sat down and I've planned out my life and I've planned out my job search strategy and my career search strategy to a T. I call these imperfect actions because they don't measure up to what we think perfection is. But guess what? Those actions are going to start you on the path. So like I say, imperfect action beats inaction every single day. Let's talk about something else that we all struggle with: health and wellness, fitness, weight loss. Maybe our idea of perfection today would have been getting up and doing 60 minutes of cardio and preparing your meals and bringing all your meals to work and staying within 1,500 calories. Well, guess what? Life happened and that didn't happen today. And you weren't able to do 60 minutes of cardio and you weren't able to meal prep and you've already eaten half of your calories today. And so instead of just saying, hey, it is what it is, we can take some imperfect action with that right now. So maybe your next meal you can plan. Maybe instead of doing 60 minutes of cardio, you can walk 15 minutes on your lunch break. So I call these imperfect actions because they didn't measure up to what you thought you were supposed to do today. They didn't measure up to what you thought your idea of perfection was. But those imperfect actions will start you on the process, get you back on track, and get you out of a rut. Like I said, imperfect action beats inaction every single day. Let's talk about something else. We have a lot of people in this group who are aspiring artists, who are aspiring entrepreneurs, who are aspiring authors, and haven't started their journey because they think everything's got to be perfect. They think everything's got to be figured out, and they suffer from paralysis of analysis. Let's take for those of us who want to write a book. We haven't started writing a book. We've got the idea in our heads, but we just feel like everything we put on paper has got to be perfect. I implore you to start taking some imperfect action. Write 1 page a day. Spend 30 minutes writing a day. If you write 1 page a day in 30 days, you'll have 30 pages, which is not insignificant. And the little secret to taking action is that action begets action. What is the saying that a body in motion stays in motion, where a body in rest stays at rest? So once you get into action, it's easier to stay in action. So, and once you get in rest, it's easier to stay in rest. So I encourage you to take imperfect action because it's that little step of doing something that you think is insignificant that's going to start the ball rolling, and you're going to get momentum and you're going to start getting into your groove. So I also recommend that you take little imperfect steps in all of the aspects of your life that you're trying to deal with right now. So, if you're thinking about, changing careers, maybe spend 5 minutes a day doing something along those lines. If you're, trying to lose weight, spend a couple of minutes a day making some changes in terms of being more active, changing how you eat. So little motions lead to big motions. So imperfect action is better than inaction. So that's what I just recommend that we all take advantage of, the value of imperfect action. Dr. Tracy, that's right. It will add up. Little things add up. Small things add to big things. Small changes make big changes. And, like Nike and Michael Jordan said it best, and this has got to be the best motivation and the best campaign of all times. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. So doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. And like I always say, done is better than perfect, because you can always go back and make changes, but done is better than perfect. Done beats perfection every single time. Imperfect action is better than inaction every single time. So I would just like to take a couple of minutes just to ask you guys, what are some areas in your life that you can resolve to take some imperfect action today? What are some things that we can do to take some imperfect action so that we can kind of get things started and get in action? Any takers? I know for me, I've had some other business opportunities that I had kind of set on the wayside. Melissa Jones, I like that. Done is better than perfect. Absolutely. I've had some other business opportunities that have been kind of languishing on the back burner, and so I picked those back up again. Dr. Tracy, I'm updating my CV. Absolutely. That's huge, because when you get those calls from recruiters, the first thing they're going to want to know is, can you send me an updated CV? Absolutely. So that's a very big thing. That's a very big thing. And Dr. Melissa says, I have a research manuscript I've been putting off for over a year. So Dr. Melissa, what are we going to do about that? Take some imperfect action. Pick it up today and spend 30 minutes working on that manuscript. And you will be amazed how that 30 minutes is going to turn into 45 minutes. It's going to turn into an hour. And then before you know it, you're going to be done. You're going to be done with that. So we're going to, make a goal to take imperfect action on something every single day. And taking that step is going to allow us to accomplish what we need to accomplish. We're going to get in action, and we're going to stay in action. So I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you all for joining me for this brief session. I hope you found it motivational. Please be sure to download your free copy of my Locums ebook. The link is on the screen. And if anybody has any questions or just want to talk to me offline, just be sure to hit me up in Facebook Messenger. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Transformation Thursday. We'll chat soon. Bye-bye.